Hello, it's me, Rose. I'm going to be doing some more shiny hunting today. What's new? Um, let me tell you. So the outbreaks that I'm interested in, there was an Espeon one, and I did catch before a shiny Espeon in a luxury ball. However, that was from my personal collection, and I need one for the living decks that I will eventually make. Yeah. So I'm trying to get one of those. I think it's daytime. Does that look like daytime? Let's check the map. It is nighttime. I was wrong. Was that a bug? I don't even know. Like, whatever. What the flip ever, as they say. Who was they? I don't know. Look, man, you know I don't like me my bugs. Let's just deal with that later. That's going in the vault. That never happened. Y'all ever be cleaning and then you find a bug and then you're just not okay for the rest of the day because you're like, that bug was there. How long was that bug there? I should have cleaned sooner so that bug wouldn't have been there. I don't know. They're on me. They're on me. Ah! Yeah. There's like, is it that? I don't exactly remember where it's from, but I think it's like an open season meme where it's like they're driving the car, and then there's like the deer, and the deer, when it turns, it makes like this like face. That face is what I picture myself doing when I go like, do you pick up what I'm putting down? I hope so. Also, I think it's turning to daytime here. Yeah, it looks to be getting brighter, but the other outbreak is a Litwick outbreak. I don't know how the luck is gonna go today, but we're gonna see. What other outbreaks? Oh, you know they got the ground type outbreaks because Ting Lu right now is active. You can fight Ting Lu. And I think the only ground type that I have to do for that is Drillbur. Now, Drillbur isn't a personal favorite of mine, but I still need it for the decks, so I'm gonna do that. There's also, can you see that? A Glaceon outbreak. However, when I shiny hunted it before, oh man, that shiny hunting that was crazy. But I've hunted for worse. Shinies, that is. When I caught the one, I was looking around just to make sure. Because you know how sometimes there's two that'll be around? Well, lo and behold, there was two. And I checked it out. The second one, I'm like, is that it? It is it. And it did the sparkly, and I caught it. There's also, oh, you know, there's a Voltorb outbreak. I was kind of doing that a little bit if the Espeon outbreak kind of stopped, because you have to shiny hunt for Espeon during the daytime. They don't spawn at night. I think you can even shiny hunt them, what's it called, like at dusk, but once it turns to night, it's not gonna work. Do you think they'll ever release, you know how it's like day form, is it Lycanroc or Lycanroc? First of all, let's figure that out. I personally say Lycanroc, but I think it may be Lycanroc. You know, they said Rayquaza recently. I don't know which side you on, Rayquaza or Rayquaza. How have you said that? Let me know down in the comments below. I personally is a Rayquaza name user enjoyer, but I can understand why it would be Rayquaza. Because I saw someone said that it's supposed to reference the like space phenomenon of like quasar like gamma rays or something along those lines. It's space related, so you know it's got the pun going. It's got the pun. So I can see that. Also, they released the pronunciation for Illumise. I think before when I read it, I thought it was Illumise, like I think more Illumise, but like I didn't know if it was like a Ise or just an Ease, you know, like Louise, but because I watch Fawn personally, there was a girly pop look that he did. Not to plug necessarily, but I do, you know, I do enjoy my Fawn content. He's a very cool person. Does some pretty good content. And you know, nice to just chill be around. Positive energy. Anyway, I digress. He was referencing, I believe, I don't know if y'all know this, but it's like Beyonce, are you excited to be in Paris? And so instead of saying Beyonce, it was Illumise, are you excited to be in Paris? So whenever I see Illumise nowadays, I read it as Illumise. Yeah. So that wasn't too much of a whoa. What are we talking about here? Anyway, I digress like a whole lot. Back to Espion and Lichen Rock. You know how it has the day form, it's got the midnight form, it's got the dusk form. You know how Espion's like the day and Umbreon's the night? Would they do? I don't think they would, honestly. But would they do? Would they ever do like a dusk evolution Eevee? I feel like there's so many Eevees right now that I don't know. Can you see another evolution coming? I don't know if they're coming for a Legenza. I don't think so. I really wonder if they'll ever do another one. It would be cool if there was an Eevee for every type. But again, I don't know. What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? I don't know. No green goober yet. Do you know what else I was thinking about? Crazy digress. Completely unrelated to Pokemon. If you were going to have your last meal on this mortal coil, what would be your last meal? My last meal, see, because I like a lot of things, but I was thinking about this today, and one of like my top favorite meals of all time ever is white rice, arroz blanco, with black beans, and then it has avocado, aguacate. You know, a Spanish translation for y'all. This is like Dora the Explorer over here. So it's white rice, black beans, avocado, longaniza. If you know what longaniza is, you know, you are welcome here. And if you don't know, that's okay. It's good. It's like a sausage, I suppose. I don't think there's like a translation. I think it's something like how kielbasa is kielbasa, you know? It just doesn't translate to anything, but it's like a sausage, I guess, if I were to describe what it looked like. So I want longaniza there, and I also want tostones. That's like I don't know if like other countries do that, but it's like a Dominican thing, Dominican dish. And it's like plátanos, it's plantains, and it's like flattened into like a little disc, and then you fry them. They so good. They so good. I like when they're really salty. I know the salt isn't necessarily that good for you if you have too much of it, but I personally, I really like the salt. I'm like also like, this is how I would sit normally, and I'm like, I don't know, maybe I can get this close to y'all. Do you not even want me that close? I don't know. Well, this is comfortable, so I'm gonna stay here for a second. But then you can maybe see my busted face. That's okay. Sometimes we're all busted. We're all sometimes busted? What's the verbiage of that? Any English major girlies out there? Let me know in the comments down below. Number 15, Burger King foot lettuce. You know what I need right now? A green espion. Green espion. And then the other meal I would have, I just call it green spaghetti because it's literally just green spaghetti. I don't know if it's like called something else, but it's like I know it to be a Peruvian dish. And I think it's like, it got like pesto in it or something, like to make it green. Excuse me. To make it green. But there's something in there that makes it like green spaghetti. Anyway, it's banger. I would have that with breaded chicken. And do y'all know what I'm talking about? There's like this, it's specifically when I'm like eating Peruvian food. It's like this corn, like a corn chip thing, and they're like roasted or whatever, and they're really salty and they're really good. I would eat that too with that meal. Those would be like my last meals. But then also, I love acai bowls. I love me an acai bowl. I just like the cold, light, fruity, you know. I feel healthy, you know, I feel healthy when I have it. And then I don't feel like blah. You know, when you have like the really heavy, hearty foods, you kind of get into that food coma. I personally don't really like that too much. You know, sometimes it calls for it, you know, sometimes you want that kind of feeling. But when I'm done eating those kinds of foods, usually I'm like, why did I eat that much? Or like, why did I eat it at all to begin with? But yeah, I don't know. I just I like my light snacks. I like to eat my light snacks. What can I say? I'm a bird. Yo, you know, I was watching birds eat, and they eat very messy, but that's the point, you know? Kind of made me think about the circle of life. Like, they eat messy because it gets the seeds all around, or things that need to be like tossed to the ground for the around and round as nature goes. It's like one big ring. Y'all know what I'm talking about? That's Adventure Time. Shout out to you if you knew what I was talking about. What the hell was I talking about? Birds. Yes, I was talking about birds. My brain definitely goes off into numerous tangents. If you've been here and watching my videos, you know. I think you know. What an amazing, wonderful, and excellent. That's kind of a banger song, I can't lie. Or like with the birds eating, You know, they doo out the seeds, which reminds me, real quick, make sure to get your shiny doo cat, your poo poo cat, Chiam Pao. I like that cat. That's a nice cat. I like that boulder. That's a nice boulder. Anyway, back to back to doo doo. But they doo out the seeds, and then the seeds, you know, they go in the dirt, and then we wear the shawl. That is like a crazy, like, how did that connect to this? That was Roxy Andrews when she was like, yeah, it was, I think it was in All Stars when she was on All Stars 2, and then she was like with Fifi, and it was like, we wear the shawl, and she was like, oh, this is in another sequence. Yeah, I remember. I'm a rememberer. Me when I don't get a shiny in 2 seconds, like. To be fair though, I'm not like locked in, because I do want to talk to y'all, you know, like. I wonder if I got closer to y'all and then like I sounded more clearer, if I sounded clearer, more clearer. What am I on? I don't know. I guess I'll figure that out. You know, chaos editing. There is no editing. It's just like the wild nature of the outside nature world. What an amazing, wonderful, and excellent. You know, I did have candy, and I'm wondering if that sugar is making me like, yeah, I don't know. I just like talking to y'all too. I can't lie. It's fun to waffle. But I just be like saying random shit sometimes. I can't even lie. As you can clearly see with today's episode of what the heck is going on in Rose's mind. I'm going like 50 miles per hour in my brain. And I'm doing backflips. La la la. Oh wait, can I, if I play like this, can y'all? I wonder if I could like play, I can't do that. I was gonna see if I could play looking like this and then it'd be like, oh yeah, I know what to do. I can't do that. It's too hard. My hair is fluffy, you know. Forgive me for going like this the whole time, but my hair is really fluffy today. It happens sometimes. Sometimes your hair, it's not that I like wanted it to cooperate a certain way or anything and it just came out like this. I kind of slacked on my hair care. I'm not gonna lie. However, I did moisturize my scalp. I did do that. And I don't think it's horrid. Like the ends do look dry and also have some like straggler strands doing their thing. But it's not bad, you know. I think the hair growth that has come in is pretty good. It's pretty good. Oh, let me tell y'all. Let me tell y'all. Also, let me know, what would your last meal be? Maybe I would have more. But those dishes that I talked about, I would eat those. But I need it in small portions. I wouldn't be able to have like this big old plate of each meal, you know? Like, yeah, you see this muscle? It's like, yeah, I'm strong. What are we talking about? That's a Chicken Little reference. Shout out to you if you know Chicken Little. Oh, I can't think about that movie right now because I'm thinking about the little creature, the little orange alien, and then like he lost his parents and he was like, oh. I can't. Moving on. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm talking about hair, right? I don't know. How's your hair doing? Let me know. I would like to know. Are you doing anything different with your hair? Do you have any plans to do anything different with your hair? Or do you want to keep it the same? Or is it like maybe you messed up your hair recently and you're trying to fix it? Maybe your hair is doing really well and you're really proud of how it's growing out. You know, hair is important. If you got hair. If you don't get hair, you know, that's okay too. If you don't want hair, that's perfectly fine. And if you want hair but don't got hair or enough hair, you got wigs, you got extensions, you got options. And I think that's nice, you know. That's crazy, you know. We always have like, well, I don't know about always. Actually, no, it kind of feels like always. Like historically, now I'm no historian. Unrelated. I completely forgot the other thing I was gonna talk about before I went back to the last meal thing. If I remember, you know, fun, but if I don't, you know, that's just the chaos that is this channel. But what's it called? Yeah, like historically, now I'm no historian, but there was ways to enhance your look even back in ye olden days. Maybe perhaps even like, I don't know, in like Oonga Boonga times, like probably that too. Which I just think is interesting. If like, you know, how long, when was the first, I guess, recorded occurrence of a human enhancing their look? It goes back pretty far, doesn't it? Like, you know, Egyptians, they did like the things and stuff, and you know, they got the things, and I mainly, not that I, again, am well versed in all that, but you know, they take care of themselves, and they got all the looks, Man, I don't know. That's just interesting. I wonder if it's why, you know? Not if it's why. That was kind of two thoughts there. Because the first thought was, I wonder if it's similar to birds in the sense of showing off. Not necessarily for that, like, dumb biological reasoning of, like, to procreate or whatever, but I mean, obviously, you feel good and you look good when you enhance yourself, and it doesn't have to be necessarily like, maybe the more modern times, like if you wanted to do plastic surgery, you don't have to like do that if you don't want to, you know, because you can enhance yourself in many different ways. Which now that's like a whole other topic. Like, I don't know, plastic surgery, I am not updated on the latest technology and how all that. If it makes you happy to do that, you know, do that. But I would get worried. I don't know if I could ever do plastic surgery stuff. I don't know, just like a surgery, like I don't know if I'd want to do surgeries I don't have to do, you know? Do you get me? Anyway, the other thought was like, why do we? You know, it just made me wonder. I guess, you know, you have like, I guess your anecdotal reasons, like, oh, I look nice and I feel nice. But we know why. I guess maybe like from a scientific standpoint, why do we do that? I'm not sure. You know, I have to put it to my head and to figure out why. You know what I wish was a real and true and factual? That we could have naturally colored hair. And you know, not like auburn or brown or a different blonde, like pink hair or neon green hair and it becomes fiery blue like at the tips. And it just naturally grew that way. That would be pretty cool. Be pretty sick. Me personally, I think so. Um, but then I wonder if it would be. See, now I think of it seriously. Then I wonder, would it be like? What if you had really unfortunate hair and in the sense that you did not want the hair color that you were born with? I mean, that happens already, I guess. You know, you may not want the hair color that you were born with. And like, of course, you can just die. But what if, similarly to like having darker hair, like when you have to bleach and tone it so that you can actually put like the proper color that you want, because with dark hair you can't just, oh, I'll put like this pastel pink and then it'll turn into the pastel pink that I want. No, it's a process that you have to do. If you had like a really crazy color, would it be difficult to do that, or maybe even impossible? You know, I guess there would be scientific advancements at that point if that was reality, where it could negate the colors or like cancel it out, which I guess bleach would just do that. Bleach and tone. But I wonder. I really wonder. Man. You know what's another thing? I did look into the, you know, kind of going back to the plastic surgery thing when I was younger. I mean, I still want that, but I'm not gonna really do that in the permanent sense. Um, I don't even know if I'll do it in the temporary sense, TBH. But I really wanted elf ears as a kid. Link really influenced me, you know? Link, Legend of Zelda. I just really like the pointy, you know, the pointy ears. It's cool. And then on top of that, like elves are cool, but other creatures have pointy ears. Why can't I have pointy ears? Why can't I be pointy? Why why can't I why can't I be pointy? You know? Why can't I have like pointy nose, eyeballs, pointy ears, pointy shoulders, pointy elbow? I guess her elbow's already pointy. I don't know. Claws. I want claws. Um, but anyway, with the ears, I think when I was a kid, I looked up. I don't remember her name, but there was a woman who did surgery on her ears so that she could have the like permanent elf ear look. Um, but I don't know if there was any implications like, oh, for like job opportunities, you know, you may get rejected because you have pointy ears. I'm not sure. Which I think that stuff is kind of silly. Like, I don't think appearance necessarily should matter for your profession unless it's like, you know, you don't want to wear a tie to like a job where you have to cut wood, you know, or, you know, like if you're a scientist and you're working with like chemicals and things, you know how they say like tie your hair back and things like that. For practical reasons like that, I understand. It's like a safety thing. But like, you know, if you like dye your hair and you work at like, you know, something scientifical and you tie your hair back, is the color an issue? I don't think so. You know, you're still getting the work done. And then with ears, you know, pointy ears, now that I'm wondering, like if you had pointy ears and let's say you were like a NASCAR driver, would the ears get in the way? Not necessarily get in the way of like, oh, it's too long hair, because like it's cartilage, so you can kind of like bend your ear. Well, you can bend your ear. Maybe you can't though. Can you bend your ear? Let me know. But then I guess they would make special helmets if you had pointy ears. See, if we lived in a world where that existed, the accommodations would be made around that already, you know, so it wouldn't be really an issue. Like, what if you had horns? What if you had horns, like really big horns, and then like stuff outside? I don't know. Don't care. I'm minding my business. What if you had horns and you were a NASCAR driver? What would the horns do? Like, what if, you know, you tumble because you're a driver and like they tumble sometimes. They get in like those tizzies and your horn breaks. That kind of sucks, you know? Do you shave your horn? Would the horn grow? I don't know. There's a lot of questions that I guess would never have answers to. I would have to make the answers in my universe. In my Steven universe. I am Steven. That is very close to I am Steve. Oh, I wanted to tell y'all. Oh, you know what? Before I go, I should show y'all my shinies that I did catch. I don't know if I updated before telling y'all what I see. I don't think I did, because I think I did the drawing last episode. I was able to catch another shiny Matang. I evolved that one. For some reason before I was like, oh, like the Matangs have no genders. It's non-binary on it. I guess she felt feminine coded at the time, but I think it's because I saw the little like Pokeball catch symbol and I saw the red and I was like, oh, it's the red, like the female like gender symbol. Like, I don't know, she was feeling her oats at the time and I had to recognize that. But yeah, I'm gonna show you all my shinies before I get out. No shiny green Espeon yet. Honestly, I may take a little break from like the normal outbreaks and do the gold one and get Drillbur out of the way, because they'll be boosted, so it's like, well, at least it's like a higher chance of finding them. I don't know, you know, wouldn't hurt to do. We mind our business. What else? Did I talk about Tanglu? Yeah, I did talk about Tanglu because the Drillbur, Dwilba, Walter. Please kill the flyfish, Walter. You are an explosion, Walter. I am the one who kills the scrappers. Walter, you've doomed us all, Walter. Salmon Run. I think a golden rotation is coming up soon. If you play Salmon Run or Splatoon, but I guess specifically Salmon Run, I hope you enjoy the festivities. I know I will. I do like gold rotations. I guess they can be a little boring in the way that they're overpowered, but I personally like the overpoweredness of the weapons, the illegal weapons. Because, you know, you can, there's still some randomness to it. You know, you won't get only the same gold weapons back to back to back all the time for the whole rotation. Unless you just got, like, seriously unlucky, I'm not sure. I may just have to let this spirit go. For now, in terms of shiny hunting, let the spirit go. Let's see. I may forget to show some of the Pokemon because I did move them around a little bit. Oh, you know what? I did catch what are they called? Spinnerack. Because there's a Spinnerack outbreak. And I was like, I just gotta get it out the way. Because it was a random shiny Spinnerack that I found, and I caught that one. So it was like one less for me to do. And so I completed it, and I got that one. Look at that. That area dose. Oh, and then I got the cutie fly. Look at that. Did I show you that? I don't remember. But look at her. She's so cute and tall, tiny. I'll just say small and tiny. And it was gonna come out to me saying tall. Like, what's happening here? Did I show y'all? I also got like a Pommy. I forgot how long ago. I think it says a date, but I don't feel like looking at the date. Oh, you know the other thing? I was looking at the shinies that I caught, and if they have marks, some of them do have marks. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let's see. Trying to see if there's anything standing out where it's like, no, I do remember catching this recently. Well, here, let me show. You see that? And then I got that guy. And then I got a shiny Luminion. I named him Mr. Bowtie. I don't know, it just feels like a Mr. Bowtie to me. And then I did catch 3 shiny Hatenas, and I evolved them. Can I like, that's not it. Yeah. That one and that one. I also, when I was shiny hunting the Volbeat, there was 2 that came out. So now I have an extra Volbeat. Well, I'm personally not crazy about Volbeat, but some are, and that's valid. I got this guy. I was gonna try and see if maybe I could get the whole line, but then I just kind of didn't feel like it, so I just caught one and called it a day. And I named him Watermelon. And look, I also got the shiny Litwick, so I just need 2 for the whole line, which I'm trying to shiny hunt right now. And I'm also trying to get this Espeon, as you already know. Let's see. I got my own little Hatena, and then that's not even it, okay? And then I also got my own little cutie fly. I named him Prince. Look at him. He's tiny. The cutie flies that I did catch, what's it called? I got them size checked, because I didn't want the smaller one. But the one that I kept for my personal one is a perfectly average specimen, which I don't know, I think that's like really silly and cute. The girl cutie fly for my decks is a little bigger. They're all tiny, you know. What can you say? Now, let's see. Let's do one more. This is like gambling. Let's just reset one more picnic outbreak. Maybe a shiny will pop up. You know, it would be nice if I could catch shinies while recording and show y'all it. I don't know, it's just hype when it happens. But you know, I can only record for so long. And that's okay. No, there's no shiny. Okay, well, I'll just save and call it a day for now. Oh, you know, I should probably get the poo poo cap. I'll do that off screen. I did get the Wo-Chiens. Well, it's just the one. It's not like you can get like 50 million. I wish my parting message is that I wish the legendaries and all that weren't shiny locked. What the heck? Anyway, I hope you have a nice day or evening, whatever time it is for you, and all of that. Take it easy on yourself in these trying times. Goodbye, goodbye.